why should a builder, general contractor, frankly, architect, remodeler own a copy of this code book? I mean, this is a pretty fat piece of literature to sit on your desk. Why should builders have one of these?
Well, and I get why they won't, or why they haven't in the past. I have a lot of contractors who come up to our counter in Beaumont, and they don't know how to get it. They don't know where to get it. If they do, it's a pretty expensive book. It's not cheap. But the Code Council has made it pretty easy to access now with digital codes. So you can get that for free if you just Google, Beaumont. We're on the 2021 IRC. I know Austin, July 10th is moving to the 24. So again, you can Google all of these now and quickly find not only just the book, but honestly, Google's made it a game changer. And then you factor in things like AI, ChatGPT, and you can Google specific questions and it'll tell you right off the bat. But why should a contractor have that? Two big reasons that I like to tell folks. One, accountability in the field. So that you say a lot, a rising tide floats all boats. I think the best way to have a better conversation, a more in-depth why behind the what conversation, is to really dig into the code with that code official, because it's on both sides of the fence. You have a lot of contractors who might be doing things the way they were taught, and they don't really know where that came from. Sometimes you have inspectors who are inspecting the way that the municipality has already done things. And so when we really open up the code book and know what it actually says, and even different ways to meet the intent of the code, there's not one way to skin a cat. That produces really fruitful, accountable conversations and raises the industry bar. The other thing, which I know contractors certainly appreciate, is time is money. No one wants to get caught in the field with something that they didn't know about. And so regularly going to the code, knowing what it says, knowing why it's there, odds are, with what you do with building science, you talk a lot about going above and beyond code. If you're building that way, which I suspect a lot of your audience is, they're really striving to build the best quality product that they can. Odds are you care deeply about quality, and you're not going to have this instance. But for a lot of folks, they want just that bottom line to be right. And so again, this will help you achieve that.
By the way, that website is codes.iccsafe.org. Great to hear that there's a free version out there as well for builders to get on. Let's switch gears and go into some of the nerdy specifics. I know my listeners, you and I enjoy some of the nerdy specifics. So 2021 to 2024, what are some of the broad brushstrokes of a couple things you thought were interesting that changed? Well,
I'll tell you, and you were very flattering in your introduction to me. I don't think I know the code better than you, but I Beaumont specifically, we're on the 2021 codes. And so I haven't admittedly dove too deep into the 2024s, but there are some things that have stuck out to me. I have read through the significant changes, and there are a few things to highlight. One, I know you'll appreciate, moisture management is touched on a little more in depth in the 2024 codes, energy compliance. We were talking about some of the scores have changed and what a passing score looks like, which is good. We're slowly approaching that 1 or even a 0. Emergency escape. I work with a lot of existing homes in Beaumont, and all the time when builders are trying to figure out how to remodel this, do I have to bring these new windows up to code? It addresses that in a more flexible way, especially with emergency escape requirements. And then also in the 18 code, I believe tiny homes was introduced. And so the 2021 built on that. And then the 2024 continues to expand that appendix on that. And so tiny homes, as trendy as they are, I think they're definitely here to stay. And so the code is starting to address that more and more.
I saw on my list of things that even like sleeping loft standards in tiny houses or non-tiny houses, there's more guidance on that. So it's interesting to see that kind of trend is happening. Also, it looks like we've got some new refrigerants coming in on the MEP side.
A lot of talk about that.
There's some new codes on energy storage systems. Batteries are a big deal in houses these days. More and more people are thinking about it or pre-planning for it. So it's interesting to see some of these code changes, but I want to actually jump into a few of the specifics because I really enjoy some of the specifics. And I would say that most builders offhand can tell you in their area what wall R values need to be, for instance, what ceiling R values, insulation levels, probably what their blower door test score needs to be.